Dear guests, and I make coffee and I leave it on mangala, for example. I told you we have all sizes and shapes. So I leave it there. I pour you a cup and I leave it there, and it's still warm coffee. When you're in the mood for another cup, I take it from there and pour you another one of warm coffee. If I don't like you, I just leave it here. And we're doctors for coffee, so I leave it there. Cold coffee is good for a tan, but it's not good for your stomach. So also, for example, if I don't like you a lot, I can make you weak coffee.
No. American coffee.
Right.
Yeah. Because we drink strong coffee. Strong coffee is good.
You can refills.
But weak coffee makes your stomach hurts a little bit, and then you line up for the toilet. We call it, the Turks have a word for that when scram, it's sikter. So that coffee is sikterusha, because I just. You have to go, man. You really have to go. So I didn't tell you the most important thing about the Turkish houses. Okay, this is only one part of the house. They were usually always divided in two parts. There was haremluk and salamluk. You know what is Assalamu alaikum? It's a greeting in Arabic countries, in Muslim countries. So it's peace with you. So salamluk is a part of the house where you would greet your guests. So business partners, associates, and haremluk, harem. You know what is harem?
Yeah.
So well, in our country it wasn't a harem. Harem, it was only a family part of the house, because our women were totally different than others. I mean, in the Arabic country you had, I don't know, Muhammad alayhi salam had 16 women. In our country we could have only one, and we had a Sharia law. So, for example, by Sharia law, you can have as much as women's. It's not as you like, but if you want more women, if you can feed them and dress them, you can have them. Well, not in our country. It wasn't the case. Our women were totally different, strong women. So these two parts of the houses were usually connected, so they didn't have the same yard at all. So family part of the house would have its own yard. Inside of their yard, it would be a kitchen and a toilet. We didn't have a kitchen inside of the house, it was outside. In business part of the house or guest part of the house, there was nothing. There was a toilet outside and that's it. You couldn't see my wife by the Sharia law. You couldn't see her at all. She was if she was on the street, she was completely covered. Inside of the house, you couldn't see her because we had high walls. So there was no opportunity for you whatsoever. But for example, if you wanted to build a bigger house, you needed a special permission, and then people would come and check if you could see from your last floor, if you could see inside of somebody's yard. So they were really making sure that you can see somebody's wife or somebody's, I don't know, sister or daughter. So Sharia law was really strict, and it was a common thing in our country. So this haremluk and salamluk was connected with the window/closet. It was inside of the house, so they were sharing one wall, and there was that sort of window. So, for example, my guests come and I welcome you into my house, and I, of course, offer you with drinks. I would open my door, my side of the window, knock on the other side, and then my wife would open there. And I would tell her, like, bring me juice, coffee, cakes, and that sort of stuff. And she would prepare everything in the family part of the house, in the kitchen, which is outside. Bring it inside of the house, put it inside of the window, knock on my door, and just close her door. You wouldn't see her at all. I didn't give you a chance.
Did you have women guests?
What?
Did you have women guests or just men guests?
No, just men. You
Just
couldn't
men.
see anybody's wife. It's not that you couldn't see my wife, I couldn't see your wife.
I see.
Yeah, unless she's, I don't know, Catholic or something. And these
Oh,
people
one of
don't,
them.
yeah. But you know what, those days were conservative anyway, so it doesn't matter if she's not, Catholic women will cover like this.
I see.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. Well, mostly the same thing. So you couldn't see my wife at all. Our women were fighting for their rights. as soon as Austrians came, they just, I don't know, took something off. And when communists came, actually, during the Second World War, we had a strong anti-fascist movement. They were really dangerous women. So they took everything off. I mean, they just took it off. They had guns. That's it. They had guns. Somebody gave them Schmeissers. And as soon as they were, I don't know, with weapons and organized, they got dangerous. So we didn't say anything. They were just, okay, you can be a partisan if you want. Nice gun. Believe me, they were really strong. That's the period when they got their rights. Since then, everything went wrong. No, we didn't have a lot of wives. I told you they were strong in the beginning. We had like a prejudice about all people. We had 6 republics in ex-Yugoslavia. So usually, you know, we thought Bosnians are stupid and these are lazy. And so we have a joke, for example, where Bosnian wives keeps her money, keeps family money. She keeps it in a book because they're stupid. They don't read a lot. Montenegro wife keeps her money in a tool shed because they're lazy. So they don't work a lot. She keeps it there. And Herzegovinian wife keeps it on the table. So if you have guts, I mean, if you dare, take it.
What does that mean?
That means that
You lose
if you're brave enough to take the money from the table,
You're a dead man.
you're a dead man. Believe me, you're a dead man. I mean, our women. Let's put a joke on the side. Our women are really heroes, especially that was, I don't know, proved during this war. Even in that war, during the let's say anti-fascist movements, they were really strong. I mean, they were fighting in a war. They were partisans. Even in this war, women were in the army. They were fighting. And if they weren't fighting, they were, I don't know, making sure that their kids don't die or they were really, really heroes. I don't know how they did it, but how they done it, but it's excellent. This is a traditional outfit. Of course, I told you that downstairs is a little bit for the special occasions. This is called chakshire. This is the men's trousers.
One size fits all.
Yeah, mostly.
Looks comfortable.
Yeah, roomy. And you have a lot of problems with cancers. And it's, I can tell you that. And they would usually put a belt like
The
like
fancy
this
one, like a tar belt.
Yeah, this is actually the belt. And they needed the help of their wife to put it on. And it was really nice. And then he would put a shirt on like this and the vest. And of course, this is a traditional fez. Fez is of course a traditional thing for Turks. And then put a gun on one side and a knife on the other side. And he's a real Turkish guy. He's a real Turk. He's a dangerous one. And this is something for the ladies. Yeah, I told you about the Sharia law.
That's a big.
You know what? It's huge, and this is only one side, of course.
One size fits all.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
one
fabric.
size fits all. Well, it is. It has 2 rolls. It was significant.
That's a lot of woman.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. The case is that, for example, during the summer, let's say spring and summer months, this fabric is really light,
Ah,
so it's cooler
the
to
silk?
wear these
silk?
things. Yeah, but it's also for the Sharia law. You couldn't see a figure of my wife. You couldn't see if she's good looking or bad looking or anything. You couldn't see her curves at all. She was inside of something huge. So the arranged marriages meant something completely different for us. For example, I mean, you can't see a girl at all, and then your parents' arranged marriage or your uncle or whoever